or that are on the agenda not part of a public hearing. I know from last meeting we did have some comments regarding the ability to hear, and so I just would like to ask the council, when you do speak, and I know I'm guilty of it, please lean forward into the mic so that the folks can hear. But any comments? That being the case, we will move on to the consent agenda. Is there a councilman who wishes to remove an item from the consent agenda? How would council like to proceed?
I move we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion Harrison, second Morrow, that we approve the consent agenda. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. New business item number 1, consider adopting a resolution authorizing the offer for sale of certain general obligation refunding bonds of the City of Gardner, Kansas. These are Series 2013A. Laura.
I'm going to continue the string of good news. From time to time, well, actually the city is scheduled to sell about $7.285 million in general obligation refunding bonds. This is not new debt. It's refinancing of existing debt on March 4th. So at your next council meeting, we'll be bringing the results of that sale to you, should you approve this notice of sale. From time to time, the city's financial advisors, Springstead, routinely monitor outstanding debt to see if we can get any interest cost savings. And they've identified a series of issues noted in your council action form. There's 5 issues that can be refinanced to realize approximately 4.7% in interest cost savings. GFOA recommends anything between 3 and 5 as appropriate. So you're well within that. As council has previously requested, this was analyzed to see if the principal could be repaid early, or if we were to use the interest cost savings as cash flow savings. Springstead did that analysis for you. It was included in your information, and there was no significant benefit to to refinance the principal early. It was only about $7,500 in actual money, 0.8% in percentage. So instead, staff went through, since this series of outstanding debt impacts several funds, I went through to see what we could get if we used the cash flow savings, and that was what was indicated in the left-hand column of your council action form. To summarize that whole column, if you did not repay early, because you only got 1 year out of any of the ones we were to repay early, it could only be moved up by 1 year. It doesn't amount to that much money. It's less than $10,000. But instead, you could get cash flow savings every year starting now and put the money to work now. And since it actually impacts several of our most challenged funds, most notably special highways, which right now we have no money budgeted for street maintenance, staff recommends that we go with the interest cost savings, not accelerate the principal repayment, and that's how I've asked Springstead to restructure the debt. So also with this is included a resolution that you'll note in Section 3, if some of these are advance refunding, it means you can only do it one time in ahead, and if you do it now, you can't redo it later. So that's on that section, Section 3 notes, if we don't get the 3% on sale day, we won't sell those. We'll wait because we can only do it once. And the other threshold for the other series is just savings because they're almost due. So with that, Tom Calico is here in case you have any questions about his analysis or about anything I've said that I can't answer.
So $7,500 includes all of these?
Mm-hmm. That's it, for the whole thing.
But what is the payoff? I mean, when I look at these columns, some years it's like 4 of the bonds.
3 of the 5 are current refundings, meaning that if you get any savings, now's the time to do it, because we'll all assume that interest rates will only go up. 2 of the 5 are advanced. You can only advance refund one time, so you don't want to, if you don't get a good return, you don't want to do those, because we'll wait. But all of these combined You only can reap $7,500 if you pay off the principal early, for all of these combined. And otherwise, you can have cash flow, especially in our most challenged funds. And that was the left-hand column. It's all different. There's 100 and some, let's see. The biggest ones were the Special Highway Fund for almost $140,000 a year. The Debt Service Fund, we're always interested in that, about $20,000 a year. Water was $120,000 a year. That was pretty significant. And wastewater is about $60,000. So all of these were the various impact, because all of these series involved so many different projects that I went to the funds. What did it mean to the funds from when the debt's paid?
So, for instance, on the water fund,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's one of the largest savings, I guess, for cash flow wise, right?
Actually, yeah, it is. Water and street improvement, right.
Yeah. Okay, so, on water, you have,
$120,000 a year,
or 119.
or
119, and that's...
119.
So that's really 14, 15, so is that 3 years with the...
No, it's 13, 14, 15.
So it's 4 years.
Mhm.
Okay.
Or you can wait, repay off the debt 1 year early, and you can't get any money until 2015, because it was originally 2016, so it moves up a year, but you have to wait till then to get the $400,000, or you can put it to work now. And the difference is not that much, grand total, less than $10,000 in savings, if you do it one way or the other.
On that one fund, how do you figure the less than 10,000?
No, it's all of them together.
I know, but just on that one, it looks like it'd be a lot more savings than that. I guess what takes away from it?
90 grand.
Isn't it, don't you, I mean, if the cash flow savings is 119 a year, right?
Mhm.
Or is that for all the years?
No, it's each year.
So, so 119 times 4 years, 13, 14, 15,
3 years.
476.
versus $430,000 savings?
It's $400,000.
Water.
Sorry, I looked at
Water.
the right one, 430, sorry, I looked at the wrong one.
Okay, so
So you're, well,
saving 46,000.
Yeah, it'd be.
but you can't pick out just one fund.
I know, but I guess,
So some it saves more than others. That's what it, so in other words, the whole umbrella
Now look at the net.
of all the savings is
Alright.
7,500. Some funds it hits harder than others on the savings. So I was just so.
right, I guess there must be some really heavily weighted funds, because 46...
Most, some of them are. Some of them are backloaded. Some of the payments are structured all different. I mean, some of them are backloaded, some of them aren't. That's exactly right. Because for example,
It's
let
just
me see
hard
if I
to,
could pick one that's backloaded.
it's hard to,
The park sales tax fund was backloaded, so you weren't really getting anything there. So, but that was what I was saying. I didn't go through each fund and, well, I tried to. If you paid off, really, you'd get this big savings at the end, but,
so basically on the park sales tax fund, it would incur another, let's see, it's 14, 15, 16, so it'd be 96,000 versus, so we lose $26,000 on
We're
that.
only doing that 14, 15, 16, so
Yeah.
you'd save $2,000.
Okay, 3 years.
Right.
Yeah.
14, okay, got it, 72.
so so in other words, you lose about 5,000 on that one, if you wait.
You lose 5,000?
Well, 24,000 a year
It's
for 3 years.
2.
Right, so 2,000. I'm rounding. My point to this whole thing
I
was,
got it.
there's no significant impact to pay the principal in an accelerated fashion. It's just not really worth it when you could put the money to work
Right.
now, and Mr. Green could use it for street maintenance and water, and,
Why can't you cherry pick the ones, though, that give you the
well,
most?
then it wouldn't be efficient to refund. And I mean, you can't, I
It
can't
wouldn't be
cherry pick a
enticing.
fund when the series had more than one project in it and all different funds. I'd have to refund the series, not by fund. So we are cherry picking the series, the debt series, the
Right.
ones that are eligible. See, remember, when we combine all these projects, when we have debt service, we combine all these little projects to make it a big, nice debt sale, and we get efficient, for Tom's time and
Mhm.
Dottie's time, and we get efficient cost savings to combine them.
And it's an attractive product.
And it's an attractive